take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is...
Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we are here again to discuss what is trending in Nigeria, what is really happening. We see a whole lot, but today, we are going to bring
my well-meaning, active Nigerians, citizens, and obedient worldwide. Welcome. Tell your neighbor, say hope day, but not in our...
Of these activities, we are seeing lamenting the injustice done to them by the minister, Nyesom Wike. The minister is one person that Nigerians know as somebody who is deemed to be wicked. However, as the name sounds, is just devastating. They are protesting over their buildings worth billions of naira that are being destroyed. Let's take a listen.
And the next thing, they started removing houses. There was no prior notice. They didn't tell us anything. All we heard was that the minister was interested in the place. That was the only thing they told us. And that they said they should remove anything that is existing there. And we have a layout here, which the same director of the development control signed approvals on. So I don't know why they are doing that. They did it in Centenary City, and for 14 years now, we have been going for relocation. Up till now, we have not gotten. But if they are interested in a layout, they do it within 1 month. Within 1 month, they do it. So up till now, we have not gotten replacement from Centenary City till today. Now they came here on Wednesday. They said they were sent on Wednesday. They marked few houses on Wednesday. And the next day they came with machine to come and remove. Normally they give us notices. First, second, third notice. None was given. Okay, tell us what the reason why you are removing the properties. They don't want to tell us. So they came here with policemen firing tear gas, and even the police people refused to listen to us when we were calling on them, at least to interview us. Let us know what exactly has happened. Yes. They were shooting tear gas. Even a civil defense guy cocked gun on me that he was going to shoot me. And they came with yes.
Okay, were you, is it that you were unable to go through the proper channel before you get your ladder?
We went through proper channel. If you go to the pages today, you see the layout there. What they do is that they intimidate us by telling us it's Amak land. Amak is arm of government. Most of these Maitama properties you see today, they were all Amak that allocated them. Yes. So I don't know why they are threatening us with Amak every day. Okay, now even if you want to redesign a place, how long does it take to redesign a place? It has gone for 14 years now. They have not redesigned, they have not done anything. Just because they have interest, they want to be taking the land. They have been taking it one after the other. And we can't stand that anymore. If you have good money, you go to development control, you get approval. If you don't give them money, you don't get approval. Yes, but on that layout, we have approvals. And some of them, the same director that is talking, has buildings in all these estates. Yes. If you don't give him a house, he will not give you approval. Yes. I am saying it.
Yes, I have my own estate inside. And most of our clients that they demolish their property, some of them, they're currently in the hospital. What they are doing to us is not fair. This is where all our life savings is. A lot of people will be unemployed if this thing continues. And then at the end of the day, the EFCC and the police and all that will filled up because our customers will hold us there. And we had this paper all signed, duly signed by the government, and yet they are still punishing us. They didn't even follow the normal process. If you mark a place, you must give us ample time to come and defend ourselves. But how will you mark a place the next day you are destroying the place without giving us time of audience? It is wrong. They're just intimidating us here. They've been shooting into the air, tear gas on civilians like us who are working with our sweat.
We do not notify them before we start working. Well, we are here since 2020, and your people knows about it. We pay you for approval. We did everything we need to do. We have a layout. He said what they want to do is I should just go through the minister. I said, what minister care? What does minister have to do with this? What we need is you serve us notice. We know why you are doing this. We were not served. They just came, start bringing down the building. Today, the other day, was it Friday? They came back again. They now mark. So that very day, it was that very day they started. They start marking. That was when we now heard that even the former director was sacked. I've come in order to just remove this layout and replace it with the new one. They just replaced the director with this new woman. The third day they replaced her was when they started this removal of building. People are already living here. People are already staying here. They are rendering it homeless. We don't know.
For now, how many houses are affected?
In my estate alone, it's 34 houses.
What demolished?
Demolished.
Yes.
Now.
From Friday to?
No, just for a day work. That is on Thursday. On Thursday alone. They started there. And you can see, please give way. You can see. That is the place. You can see houses. Those places there.
Small to compare.
Compared to what? That is where they start. When they now came with chopper, even when people were kidnapped, they didn't even use chopper. But they came to our site with chopper. Imagine. This bridge that they want to force themselves to pass through, we did it. Not government. We are the one that is even trying to allow our citizens to have house, to have roof all over their head. How many ministers giving people house? They only come to just do land. We are doing land ministers. Only allocate to their loved ones or to their friends, their family, relatives. This is what they are doing.
Nyesom Wike causing confusion wherever he goes. Angel, before we get to our guest on the joining us via Zoom, what is your take? Because I see that you are really pained on the issue of Nyesom Wike acting out what he started in River State, now transferring that to the Federal Capital Territory. What's your take?
The thing is so heartbreaking because Wike is supposed to know that authority and power doesn't last forever. Yes, he was once a governor in River State, and today he's no longer there. Another person is there. Him demolishing those houses is cruel and heartless of him. In this hard economy, you are behaving like this to a citizens. It doesn't make sense. He would have followed due process. Notify those people, give them time to come and prove themselves, show you the evidence. The CEO you are looking for, they have it. Why not give them the chance to prove?
Did you notice yesterday there was another circulating video where he was telling the resident to shut up?
Exactly, as if he's a headmaster. Yeah. Telling a fellow citizen to shut up as if that person is a child.
That who permitted him to talk?
A fellow man, for that matter.
Is so, like you said, this is what they call cruel and unusual punishment. That is what is
very
going on.
heartless.
But let's get to our people on Zoom to get their own opinion on this. Mr. Bassi, let's start. We have Mr. Bassi, and then we have Mr. Christian, and of course Mr. Tony. But let's start with Mr. Bassi. You've watched and you've heard what the lamentation of the people in Abuja, the protesters. We heard there is so much going on right now in Abuja. And I don't know what your take is on why that wherever Nyesom Wike goes, that there is trouble. I don't know if, I mean, it's a curse on him or what. What is your take?
Good evening, Mr. Kanu. Thank you for having me. Good evening, the panelists. I want to say that people like Wike is giving Nigeria a very bad image. It makes us a laughing stock. Because when other civilized nations see a minister behave or condescend to that level of behavior, they don't take us serious. In other climes, a minister or a secretary, as the case may be, is held in high esteem. And their actions are being seen as the policy direction of the government. So when you see a minister in the caliber of Wike behaving like a motopark Agberu, it gives much to desire, because this is not how things should be done. And ministers like this are the reason why Nigeria is recording high judgment debts. Because with this kind of action, people who know their right are going to push it through the court of law, and at the end of the day, they will get justice. And government will continue to pile up judgment debts. that are being caused by some of the officials who are high-handed in their activities, in the manner they carry out government activities. A minister is not supposed to come and see a citizen as their servant or as their slave. Because the reason why you are a minister is because you have citizens who live in those environments, who pay their taxes. Now, if these people have contravened the law, what is expected of a minister is to go through the due process, which is the rule of law. And to think that this is the same man who has been brandishing the rule of law, now acting otherwise, it gives much to desire. So it's important that the man who appointed him should either call him to order or show him the way out of the office before he starts painting the government in bad light. The government that is already struggling for credibility, the officials should not be behaving the way Nyesom Wike is behaving. And this is the way he was doing in Rivers when he was the governor. He takes pleasure. He's a man who likes power, and he likes to, make himself look more superior than every other person. To think that some people are trying to speak and you are shutting them up doesn't speak well of who he is. And I remember some times ago, when he was having issues with Amechi, I remember Amechi calling him names. I mean, he calling him uncivilized, because the manner, way he conducts himself doesn't look as if he has gone through the four walls of the school. You should expect that kind of behavior from a motor park boy. Well, maybe because he worked as a lawyer collecting rent at the motor park, that has really rubbed off on him. And he thinks that is the normal way to behave. So he should be called to order, and his action is absolutely condemned. And people of like mind, people who mean well for this country, should not sit down and watch such behavior from a minister. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is one developing story before I let you go. There is a developing story from Abia State that seems to portray the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, that is looking kind of clear that he may not support the Labour Party candidates in Abia State in the November 2nd local government elections. I mean, this was actually disclosed by his special advisor on media and publicity, which is Honorable Ferdinand Ekoma, in an interview. But before I bring that very interview on, I want to get your view of this. It looks like Labour Party has gone down the mud, or is it just happening in Abia State, or is it across the state? Because all the local government elections that we have observed so far has been the governors taking the hit. I mean, governors has always positioned all the candidates, and they have made sure that it's like 100% they are winning across all the states. What is going on in the only state that Labour Party has now is something that is so I don't know the language to use, but let's hear from the special advisor to Governor Oti, Ferdinand Ekoma, who made an interview. Then let's get your take on what is going on there. Like, the governor is losing that election. I don't understand what is going on. Obedience, I guess, must be concerned. Let's take a listen.
Are intra-party activities. So you must be a member of a political party to be bothered, to be concerned about how a political party does its primaries. And that is why by the Electoral Act, you don't have the locus to challenge the outcome of, or the conduct or the processes of the primaries of another party. if you were not a member of the party. In fact, if you had not taken part in the primaries as an aspirant, so you will not have the grounds to even challenge it. So we cannot pretend that we do not have issues in our party. We have issues in our party. Just like some other political parties have their own issues. And because we have issues, we decided to apply the best of political strategy to wriggle out of it. We are told in politics that the difference between mission and vision is strategy. And we needed to get our strategy right. And as far as I'm concerned, we succeeded in getting it right. So we are not a government that adopts the instrument of fraud as a strategy. And that is why nobody, Governor Lexoti cannot tell you, yeah, I will give you tickets, like it was obtainable in the past, which was one of the biggest problems that our predecessors had. They will promise you, they will promise me, they will promise your friend, they will promise my friend, they will collect money from all of us, they will make us to go and spend.
Do you have evidence?
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
So they will make them to go and spend. Then after spending through the news, you will still give it to who? The person that nobody even knew. Somebody you may have concluded arrangements to give to. And now we say, we do not want a rancorous primary. We do not want it. We do not want rancorous primaries. That it is by consensus or affirmation. Stakeholders put heads together and choose the person you would want to run. Councillorship is such an inconsequential position for Governor Lexoti to condescend low to the point of coming to pick who will be a councillor in a particular ward. You have 184 wards. So it's even an insult for the person to come here, the person that came here, my guy for that matter anyway, that came here and was rambling. So I don't think he knew what he was saying. But there's no need dignifying him with, because I had made it clear after he did his video that he contacted me, and that is the truth. He knows, he admitted, he contacted me. And I decided to put in words for him. They from whom I had not. Okay? And like he rightly stated there, I even spoke to a federal lawmaker from our party who also promised to assist. After everything, the federal lawmaker said, okay, and he wouldn't want to be seen to have usurped the powers of the people. It's not what it let the people decide whoever will go. I completely agreed with him because I had told him that if the guy is popular, let the right things be done. That was my position. So I got back to him. I said, this is what the honorable member said. In fact, he was the one that called me back on his own to say this. So what will happen? We'll look for a way to get your brother accommodated. He could be a supervisory councillor. He was happy. I mean, my guy, the guy that came here, he was happy. Okay. So I didn't even know he had gone to, like he admitted, I had gone to send the governor a message, telling the governor, the way he put it, that the governor will help him put his brother in his list. And of course, the governor replied him and said, no, if you don't have a list where I put the stakeholders in different ways, who will choose. So it's incumbent on you to go close to your stakeholders, to lobby. Politics is about lobbying, about consultations. So it was incumbent on him to go and do that.
That is Ferdinand Ekoma, the special assistant to Governor Oti. Now, my take in this, their arguments in credit to, is it ABN TV anyway, on this very interview. But Mr. Bassi, why I brought this video is for you at least to hear that is coming from the right person, the special advisor on media. The question is, why is it that the Abia State governor has decided not to support the Labour Party candidates in the November 2nd local government election in the state? That is what I want to know. Do you have an idea of what is going on in Abia State today?
What you've just seen played out in Abia was long time coming. And for any political scientist or activist or analyst, this shouldn't be come as a surprise, because Abure have decided to destroy the Labour Party. And what you have just seen is called strategy. And I see a Rivers playbook repeating itself in Abia. Here is why I'm saying so. The strategy in Abia State is that anybody who is going to run under the umbrella of Labour Party, from whichever camp and wins election, stand a chance of losing that seat. Because after the election, there's going to be a lot of court order back and forth. And that will not augur well for the governor. So the best bet is for him to support his supporters who wants to contest, to do it under the umbrella of another party who seems to be stable and doesn't have internal rancor, so that when the election is won, they will be able to defend that victory. So that is what has played out in Abia. And who are the losers? Labour Party is the loser in all of this because of one man's inordinate ambition, who feels that he wants to become the national chairman at all costs. So this is why what you are seeing play out in Abia. And it's unfortunate. I hope you realize that with what is going to happen in Abia State, that automatically has signaled the death of Labour Party. And thereby, what Labour Party is losing, another party is gaining. That's what it is. It is called politics. And that is what it is. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Papa.
Jump to Mr. Christian. Mr. Christian, on these two issues, I'll have to put them together as a result of time. So let me quickly bring this up. The issue of the Labour Party. Do you think it is fair for Alex Otti to support other candidates from different parties? You think it's fair to do that? If you look at what happened in Rivers State, at least Sim Fubara used one party, or de facto party that he used in making that happen. We were thinking that that is the kind of thing that should have happened in Abia, but we are seeing something different. That is the question I have for you on that. Then I know you are very close to the FCT Abuja, and the last time we spoke, you were in Abuja. What can you tell us more about the issues of the protest that is going on right now in Abuja concerning Nyesom, Wike, and the residents of Abuja, Mr. Christian?
Thank you. Good evening, listeners and viewers all over the world. I greet you all, my co-panelists. The situation in Abia State, there is no one model suits all situation when it comes to politics. The situation in Rivers State is not exactly the same as the situation in Abia State. So I believe in the wisdom of the governor. He has chosen what works for him. And he felt in order to avoid the courts that is already in the hands of the landlord of Abuja, he chose to play smart by adopting candidates of other political parties that are for the well-being of Abia State, which is a welcome development as far as I'm concerned. At this stage, is not the idea of the Obidient movement is not really bent on a given political party from the offspring. It's all about credible candidates, credible, proven characters that have good intention towards nation building and developing Abia State in particular. So if that is what he has chosen to adopt candidates or support candidates that he feels can add value to the state, then it's welcome development. In respect to FCT, I don't see, Nigerians, we move on easily. And our rulers, I don't call them leaders because they are not leading anybody. They understand our psyche, that we only cry over it for 1, 2, 3 days and everybody move on. You know, the protests you see happening in Abuja may not even last up to tomorrow. Don't be surprised. People will go about their business. You know, we keep saying it doesn't concern me. It's not my property. And they keep coming for us one after the other. The wicked king in Abuja, Wike as he is a heartless person, and he is not deserving to be a leader. You can't be wicked to the people that you are leading. That is mean. And given the kind of bad government that we are in, he successfully surrounded himself with the bad elements across different aspects of the country. So Wike as he is, there are situations where Wike was even demolishing roads, good roads, and leaving the bad one in bad shape. The ones that are still good and motorable is peeling them off and claiming to be running new, fresh construction. So in aspect of demolition that he has ventured into, he wants to beat the record of El-Rufai, you know, so that people will start shouting his name up and down for demolishing their building. Nigerians, like I said earlier, we are moving on so easily. When injustice is done against one, instead of everybody to rally around and stand, we'll move on. Yes, illegal structure, but you don't say you want to demolish illegal structure and adopt illegal means. Without notice, you just wake up and demolish building. In this hard time, there ought to be consultation. There ought to be notice. There ought to be time lag. All these things are there. The provisions are there on how to go about serving notice to people who are occupying illegal spaces or who have taken land that does not belong to them, or who have developed structure that is not suitable for a particular location. When you talk, they will claim they are following the master plan. Accepted. But in the meantime, citizens are looking for a way to have shelter. There's a statistic that there will be more crisis for accommodation. People are already facing that, you know, and the bad government we have, being spearheaded by Wike and FCT, chooses to demolish instead of to build. How many residential areas, how many estates has Wike developed since he became FCT minister? None. And he's busy demolishing, meaning that there will be more people roaming the street without shelter. Okay, the man that you just wake up and demolish his building, where do you want him to face the next day? Where does he expect them to pass the night? Under the bridge? We have a government that is far detached from the people, from the feelings and the yearnings of the people. But power does not last forever. One day, Wike will become as ordinary as every other person moving on the streets. And Nigeria will dish the violence that is dishing to us right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian, for that very contribution. Mr. Tony, you heard what Mr. Basi said, and of course the response that we got from Christian. I believe that you wish to add to what they have said. So what do you have to tell us about these two things that talked about today, the response coming from Abia that I said is not palliative, and of course
the reason by the Abuja people to hit it out with Wike in the FCT.
What is your take?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good evening, listeners. I think my take is very simple. I'm sure they have reviewed the processes, in Abia. I think they have done their calculations. I don't think they're moving into this blindly. So they know where they're going. And I think it's appropriate because Abure and Labour Party he controls is in a mess. And remember, the commission that they raised in Abia here last time is appealing that court judgment. So he cannot really, for being really smart, go with Abure because he's appealing Abure's validation by the appeals court. On FCT, I think the process, we've talked about the process here. The process Wike is using or employing to demolish homes of individuals. They spend their hard-earned money to build. Let me play the devil's advocate because I know that in Nigeria, people try as much as possible to go through shortcuts. And you know the level of corruption in the system. I'm sure the FCT officials that sold those properties to those individuals, knowing fully well that it does not comply with the master plan, they should be held responsible. They cannot just do that and get away scot-free. And they're trying to just hammer on innocent. Well, they may not be purely innocent because they may know that that place is not suitable, it's against the master plan, and yet maybe it's cheaper or they can't find another location. They went ahead and purchased it. Due process could have been applied in this situation by the minister. It's just like what's happening in Enugu State here, that demolition houses, the governor is saying is being used by kidnappers. Without due process, you just jump in and bulldoze down somebody's house. Do you know whether they are renting it or not? So due process matters a lot. And I hope that the court should, and I think the Supreme Court has made that judgment that you just don't demolish somebody's house without due process. So these people, they follow court judgment they like, that favors them, and disregards the one that doesn't favor them. So that's where we are. Thank you.
The king, I don't even know the adjective in using qualifying the way he feels and when he talks. But all the same, let's leave that for. We'll get reports coming out from that Abuja again more and more. As you can even imagine him using tear gas on the people who are actually protesting about their own properties. And we know the cost of building materials right now. How many people can afford a bag of cement? How many people can afford a trip of sand? You know, but all the same, we'll see how all of this pans out, and I will bring it to the viewers to know what they think. But you can go to comment section, tell us what you feel about Nyesom Wike and his cronies in Abuja. Okay, Mr. Tony, I don't know if you wish to comment on the conundrum in Abia State about Alex Oti not supporting the Labour Party candidates, but are selecting to support any candidate from any party. What is your take?
I've commented on that by saying that Oti is appealing the appeals court judgment on Abure that favors Abure to continue acting as the Labour Party chairman. So he cannot go through that LP process under Abure. That makes sense. So I'm sure they've been planning on this, thinking about it for a while. And I think they're going to, instead of using any party that comes to mind, I think they have a specific party, I believe that they're going to use. And I think it's a smart move because you don't want to go through the process and then they find somebody rushing to the court to get a judgment that nullifies everything you've done. And that becomes another issue later on. So they've done their math, they've done their analysis, and I don't think it will backfire on them. Otherwise, they won't do it.
So much, Mr. Tony. And of course, Mr. Bassi and Christian, thank you so much for the contribution. We keep our eyes and ears open on the things coming out from Abuja on the protest and see how you can imagine, Angel, about more than 100 buildings destroyed
in this hard economy.
At this very point in time where people can't even take 3 square meals in Nigeria. That is very, very disheartening. But of course, viewers, you can go to comment section because my voice, I'm clearly losing my voice right now because when I got this very news, more than 100 buildings at this very hard time that Nigerians are struggling. Wow, that is just too much. Go to comment section. Tell us how you feel about Nyesom Wike. If you think that Nyesom Wike should be protested against to leave the FCT for the residents, or you feel that Wike is doing a nice job, go to the comment section, tell us how you feel. But for us here, we feel that Nyesom Wike is being too hard on the people of the FCT by such. And of course, they are also lamenting about him asking the police or ordering the police to do tear gas on them.
Exactly,
Angel.
with force. It doesn't make sense. Nyesom Wike, I think he's feeling untouchable. APC government already have a bad name as it is right now. I think the best bet for them is to release Wike to go. He has to go because incurring more pains on the citizen doesn't make sense.
Leaving Wike to go, Angel, looks like Tinubu relinquishing River State.
It's better that way if you value your citizens' life, if you value their happiness.
Does it look like Tinubu care about what happens?
But inflicting more pains on the citizen doesn't make sense. It brings more bad name to the government. Things are really hard. And your fellow man had a building and you demolish it without notice, without going through due process. There are process to go to. They said they changed the director of the planning whatever at Abuja under 3 days.
Just to get that thing
Just
done.
to get the work done, and it's not fair.
Okay, we have always known that Nyesom Wike has never been fair. He has never been fair to the Obedience. He was never fair to Nigerians after he sold River State out. So we keep our ears open. So thank you so much, viewers, for being with us. That is as much as we can get at this very point. Until tomorrow, when we come back again to bring you the things trending in Nigeria, happening in Nigeria, and as it is getting hot. That is as much as we can take. Thank you for being with us today. And Angel.
Thank you so much, my lovely and intelligent, obedient and active citizens worldwide. We appreciate you. We thank you, Mr. Tony, Mr. Bassi, and Mr. Christian. God bless you. We appreciate. Like, share, subscribe, my people. Like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know that Wike's second name is Pain. His name is Pain. Authority and power does not last forever. Yes, it doesn't. But those pain you inflict on your fellow citizens last forever. It doesn't make sense. Integrity matters. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.